Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the fourth dive of Shoals Weekend Adventure. Now, if you watched my last video, I promised you the third dive. Turns out I've searched high, I've searched low. I can't find any video footage of that dive. I don't remember why. Either I'm totally missing it, which is a strong possibility, although I've looked all over that memory card, or I got in the water and just camera didn't work. You know, occasionally that happens. I get underwater, hit the power button, it doesn't turn on. That's it. The only way to fix that, as far as I know, is to pull the battery out, put the battery back in. Obviously, I can't do that underwater without flooding the camera, so that dive is what I call a dead camera dive. I just came up with that, trademarked. Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe I didn't take the camera with me. I do remember this. I was gearing up for this dive, was ready to go in the water, turn my tank on, and it started leaking. So I had to switch tanks. I got all discombobulated. In fact, I didn't even strap my BCD to the tank. I jumped in the water. I had to have Dave fix it for me. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, I might have just been so discombobulated I didn't even mess with the camera that dive, but sitting here right now, I do not remember what happened on the third dive in terms of video coverage. Okay. I do remember coming back and scribbling. Yana was here because we saw AJ was here on the rock. Dave, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anybody else? Probably not. Anyway, moving on to dive number 4. Here we are. This was a night dive. Oh gosh, yes. Really bad visibility. We combined the worst things of a night dive in that we did not go deep enough to open up from the muck. And I put on my thick wetsuit or enough thermal gear expecting to get cold. We did not get cold. I actually got hot. You can see the maximum depth of 28 feet. That's not going to cut it if you got thick gear on expecting cold water. All right, let's just get right into it. So, yeah. Here we go. I say night dive. Clearly we started not in the pitch black. Yeah, fun fact. We actually missed a really big meteor. Hold on, gotta turn the volume down. Yeah, all the smart people who decided not to go on this dive got treated to a very special celestial. I can't quite place the word. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. A big meteor came from outer space, like a big one, and broke up. I don't want to steal Dave's thunder because Dave actually had his phone out and he was recording something else, and he caught the tail end of it, which was absolutely amazing. I might drop it in here, Dave, if you want me to pull it out. Just let me know. It's your video. I totally recognize that, but it's so freaking cool that I think the world needs to see it.
Holy cow, that was cool.
My 159 subs, 158. They need to see the meteor. Yeah, I would skip 10 night dives to go see that meteor. It was freaking incredible. It was it just streaked across the sky, broke up into like 2 pieces, and then disappeared. Just incredible. But it just wasn't meant to be. So here we are, under the water, getting dark. As you could tell from the surface, it wasn't quite a night dive. Yet. Turned into a night dive. Hold on, let me bring... See, I thought we were going to go deep. I thought the plan was like drop down and then we're going to head left and get into the deep stuff, and we never did that. So we're like still swimming around the bushes and plants that got, you know, flooded. The water level on this lake, from what I understand, and maybe I don't understand that well, but it is very dynamic. So this is a man-made lake, as is North Fork. It's not for a nuclear plant. I don't really know. Watch out, don't get caught in that. I don't really know what they use these lakes for. I think, well, I think they do hydroelectric, I believe. Like, my experience with man-made lakes in South Carolina is a nuclear plant. And that's around Clemson. You got like 3 lakes. You got Kiwi, something, and Hartwell. And I don't know how they all work together. My brother could tell you. There's a fish. Those are few and far between. But essentially, those combination of at least 3 lakes is to cool the nuclear plant. See, I even had my gloves on here. Like, I was burning up. I remember being hot on this dive. But the whole point is to cool the nuclear plant. There is no nuclear plant out here, so I really am not 100% sure what the point of adjusting the water level on these lakes is. I'm pretty sure they got hydroelectric on the dam. And boy, they're holding back so much water. When you come here, you actually drive over the dam, and you got a big pool of water on your right and a tiny little stream on your left, and you're like, wow, how can anyone build a structure strong enough to hold back all that water? Because water is heavy. And I think it's like 300 feet deep at the dam. Like, it's deep. You can't go diving all the way down there. Not recreational dive. You can talk to Cousin Tim about that. He's got all the heliox mixtures for that. There's some Llano sauce, and I'm coming at you. Yeah. This dive was alright. There wasn't... Actually, the cool stuff to see was towards the end. I hope I don't have a whole lot of absolutely nothing to watch here. Hold on. 128. Let me go to dive 4. Oh gosh, 128. This is only the second video. Strap in, folks. Go get your popcorn. It's gonna be extremely entertaining. What am I talking about? I almost said boring. Yeah, these night dives do not make for good GoPro footage or good diving whatsoever. We should have gone deeper. All of us were bundled up, I think. I see Terry's got his gloves on. I don't know about Tom. This was the Three Musketeers, though, man. These are my diving people. This is Terry. This is Tom. We get after it. We go deep. We go cold. We don't care. It's awesome. Dive till we die, you know. Yeah, Terry's got the flashing blue light there. He gave me one. Terry's got all these lights for the tanks. Yeah, he gave me one to wear for this dive, and I lost it. I'm only laughing because he found it the next day. But yeah, he handed it off to me, and I think before the dive I put it somewhere, and I was about to jump in the water, and I was like, uh-oh, where's that light? I can't remember. And I just kind of punted on it, and came back after the dive, looked everywhere for it the next morning, couldn't find it. I'm like, man, I must have brought this thing out by the tank and like dropped it in the water or something. But nah, Terry found it, so it was all good, but yeah, I had a few bad moments there. Like, you know, it's not that expensive, but, you know, somebody gives you something, you don't want to lose it, you know. It's not a good look. It's just not a good look. So I dove tank lightless on this dive. I'm surprised we're seeing the bottom. You know, maybe this is just what's on video. Because we were swimming out, I feel like I was in water where I couldn't see anything in terms of landmark. Like no ground, no rock faces. Yeah, I was doing my buoyancy based on Terry, and I think he was doing his based on Tom. I think Tom could see like a rock face he was being led by, or at least sticking to. But the visibility was so bad, you know, I was 2 people over. I couldn't see a rock face. So I don't know. There we go, 21 feet down, 47 on the air time, 2259 PSI left in my tank. Yeah, 22 feet down, shoot, I could stay 22 feet for probably 2 hours on a full tank at this point. You can't see me, but I'm brushing my shoulders off right now. Yeah, I did pretty good in the Azores. And again, I want to talk about the Azores because that's like, that was good diving. This is trash. I mean, what are we looking at right here? Honestly, this is trash. All my YouTube audience, hit the next button. Go find some better dives than this. This is the only reason I'm keeping this up is, well, I do this for the people that were on the trip because I think Terry likes watching these to at least some degree, or he's a very good liar about pretending he likes to watch these. But it is kind of good to see what we're cutting our teeth in here. So this is not a fun Caribbean-esque dive. You know, this is Midwest diving. This is what you got. You either dive in this or you don't dive. And yeah, I was talking to Laura, my dive instructor in the Azores. I'm like, you ever been to the United States? She was like, nah. I said, don't come to St. Louis because you're going to hate the diving. Alright, this actually got to be a kind of a fun part of the dive. So this is at the end. Where are we at? 1:35. So I hope I didn't like... Yeah, 1:33. Yeah, we actually went back. This was all the way back. This was an hour, 3-minute dive. And by the time we got back, we finally started like seeing things in the water. So this kind of made it worth it, you know, well, not in terms of missing the meteor, but it was kind of cool seeing the fish. So that's the fish, obviously, and look at them move. But there was, and I don't think it's going to come out, unfortunately. Tom had the brightest light, and there was a bunch of larvae. If you put a gun in my head, I think they were dragonfly larvae, but I wouldn't have bet my life on it. And they were attracted to the light, and there was dozens of them that just swam up to his light. They're about an inch long, maybe, and they just kind of wiggle-waggle in the water and move around. Not fish. It was pretty cool. So you can kind of see them there. So this is Tom's light. Yes. And man, yeah, the GoPro is kind of blinded by it, unfortunately. But there was a lot of larvae activity around his light. I thought I got a pretty good view of it. But looking at this, it seems like I did not. That is a bummer, because that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But, I mean, well, those are fish. They're coming after my light. Hold on. No, those are larvae. Alright, so these are the larvae things I was talking about. Those weren't fish. Yeah, those were not fish. What do we got? 37. That's not a fish. Yeah, that's not a fish. So I got a few of them. So imagine like, I don't know, 24, 36 of those things. Maybe not 36. Imagine like 20 of those things swarming one light. That's what we got with Tom. And I thought I had some pretty good footage of that, but clearly I do not. But alright, this is the last segment. Thanks for watching. The second night dive. I promise you no more night dives. Stick around. In the preceding, we got one dive left, at least where we drop below the muck. You're going to want to watch that. I'll see you there.